Test. We good?
Recording.
Okay, I'm calling the January 28th Heritage and Arts Commission meeting to order. Roll call.
Chair Gupta,
Here.
Vice Chair Edemad, Commissioner Fong. Here. Commissioner Feibush.
Here.
Commissioner Mujica is absent. Commissioner Farren.
Here.
Commissioner Noguez.
Here.
Okay. Well, any oral communications?
Let me check a moment. Seeing none.
All right, well, then I will give my chair report, which is going to be brief. After some back and forth, I'm happy to say that Oshala Marcus from Marin City Arts and Culture will be joining us. She's here, but she will be joining us shortly to review some of the artwork and tell us a little bit about her organization. And the hope is that in March, the artists from her group will be able to show some of their works here in the lower gallery, as we had all discussed in the past meetings for the lower gallery space. I have not heard from the UK about our project with Bruce, but my feeling is that now we're early in 2025, and if we are to do a project with him, then we will have to get that going as soon as possible. And I think now that he's, finished with his busy year last year, he should be in a position to give us a proposal along the parameters that we had proposed to him for a smaller site-specific installation along the fence at Zelinsky Park. That said, I was at Fog Art and Culture at Fort Mason last week, which was a very inspirational visit. I don't know if any of you made it there, but there's some wonderful art out there. And I would like to begin this year, regardless of whether we have Bruce's light CD installation up, to really think about what kind of project we would like to usher in for 2025. And let's get that going as soon as possible. That's my chair report.
As far as projects of 2025, are we looking at temporary or more permanent or both?
I think it's good to go with temporary for the time being until we have a little more breadth and depth in terms of our network with regard to potential permanent projects.
Thank you.
Okay. I believe, Marissa, I approved the minutes from last meeting.
So in the meantime, Commissioner Mujica has joined us. So,
Yes.
hello.
Yeah.
And yes, the next item is to have the group approve the November minutes.
I take
I second.
All in favor?
aye.
All commissioners except Noguez have approved the minutes.
Great. Okay, so on to the action items. I'm very happy to welcome Oshala Marcus to the Heritage and Arts Commission meeting. Ashala is the director of the Marin City Arts and Culture group, and she's here to give us a little bit of a background about her the work that her organization does. And we also, I believe, Marissa, we have a sample portfolio um, to give an example of some of the work that the artists in that collective have done and are working on. And again, the hope is that, you know, the selection of works, some may or may not make it to the exhibition, but I leave it to, as I mentioned to Ashala in our conversations earlier, I leave it to her to be the curator of the show. And I think it's really important that we give her and her organization as much freedom and leeway to pick and select the works for the lower gallery. And she's seen the space, so she has an idea. I mean, it's not the largest gallery space, but there are some good wall space here. And I also mentioned that the table might be used for smaller standing sculptures as well.
We usually do not
Put anything on the table.
allow any pieces, small or large,
On the table.
on the tables because it
What's
is,
your-
yeah, we have never accepted that
Oh.
because it is too much of a responsibility.
Okay.
Advance the slide at all?
Shala, why don't you come and I know it's a little bit,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think your mic should be on.
Okay, yeah, so if you just advance the slide, then I can speak.
You can speak to the mic so we can all, oops.
Yes, I can speak to the mic. Okay. The beautiful thing about art in general is that and having a collective is that that each piece has a story. There's a story to be told. You know, this turtle, there's a story behind the turtle. We're not able to see the
Yeah,
best
let's see
parts
if I
of
can-
this piece.
This.
Yeah, it's because yeah, we can't take the turn up the volume from
Hold on.
him.
There
Oh,
we go.
there it is. Okay. So you see, he's kind of interesting. He's holding an apple and there's, you know, so many takes that you can take away from with that particular piece.
Is that a textured work?
It is,
Is it-
no,
is
it's
it
a
person?
one-dimensional.
No,
It's
is it person?
one-dimensional. It's a, yeah, it's
First,
it's an acrylic. I don't believe that's oil, but that is an acrylic work. And he works mostly in black and white, but then every now and then he does a splash of color. It's his particular work. And you know, he made his statement with the apple, whatever that means to the observer.
Is it a person or is it a skeleton?
That's what I'm saying. It's all up to the observer, right?
I see.
So it's whatever you take away from it. Is somebody with a blanket over them? I think we could surmise that that's the case. And it could be an apple, it could be a pomegranate. I mean, it depend on what it is that comes up to you. I don't always like to say because then it gets in the way of what may be in your mind, right? Okay, if we could advance to the next one, what might pop up? This is one of our artists and she specializes. Unfortunately, this picture flattens everybody. Flattens the pieces. They're actually a little longer than that, but they are all angels. And they each have their own unique statement. I thought the angel in the front, she's carrying two chalices, that I will say, because the artist told me that when I said, wow, that angel, she's tough, she's lifting weights. So that was what I saw. I saw an angel lifting weights, but that definitely says how different people will see different things. Yeah, this one's has to do with time. I think I'm safe to say that. And it's whatever comes up for you around time. This particular artist, Asya, this is a very powerful story to who she is. So I'm not going to go into that. I know that that's not the nature of our meeting tonight, but this is just an idea. I will say that she makes her own pigments. She actually makes her own pigments from earth pigments. And yeah, 100% from earth ore.
To
Mhm,
go backwards now, hold on.
mhm. Okay. I like how the turtle is smiling. Yeah. And there's a funny story behind this. As you see, there's scissors, there's a piece of hair, there's a woman, but there's a story behind it. And the artist did tell a story when we did an artist panel conversation. Both of them. And it's the same artist. You can tell he has a particular style. Yeah, he works very large. He does large works in general. And we have a lot of different artists. And this was Robert Hightower also, who works in black and whites. But this was one of the few. Okay, who was this? Wait a minute. But this had to, yeah, this had to do with eye, because some of his work has a lot to do with eyes. And this was one of the few works that he expressed in color. And, again, every artist has their own story, but his work is very much internal. He's not real attached to whether he sells his work or not. It's very much what's going on with him. Yeah. Yeah. And this work is called Salutations. I love the detail of that. This work is called The Moment of Truth. And so the author, his work is more, it's definitely contemporary, but it's definitely more modern work in a sense. He does pointillism. So every dot, he works by dots. So he created that with dots.
The medium on this.
Hmm?
What's the medium?
The author works in acrylic but it's bleach. He works on a black background and then he takes it out the black with bleach. It's called pointillism.
Yeah.
For those of
Yeah,
you that are,
pointillism, but could be with oil, could be with anything.
no, he uses bleach. So he actually adds, yeah, that's how he adds.
It off, yes.
Take
He
the
takes
black
he
out.
takes the black off with the bleach. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
It's
so
a
that's his,
method, it's a method.
yeah, it's a particular method
Yeah,
that he
it's a
uses.
particular method of.
He does some amazing work. And a lot of the author's work is in his frames. He actually helps to coach some of our other artists in the proper framing, because framing is an art in itself.
It's very interesting.
Any of your work is here? Art.
Full disclosure, I am not an artist in terms of visual art. I am an actress by trade and profession, and I'm also, all the things that come along with that, spoken word artist, and I'm a dancer.
Wonderful.
Oh,
So I had nothing to do with the visual arts other than it being a backdrop on my, on where I was performing. But an artist came up to me one day and said, "Hey, there's space at the shopping center at the Gateway Mall. I don't know if you've ever been to the Gateway Mall, but it was dead in 2020." And I saw, and they're they're notoriously not, I mean, they're focused on retail. Let's just say they're not focused on a community cultural center at the shopping center. So I was not, and I was in the middle of doing something else. My day career is wellness educator. I was a massage therapist and yoga instructor, Pilates instructor. That's what I do. And, hair products and, I do just different things, but I was not thinking of an art gallery at all. So I've learned a lot. It's always funny to me when people come up to me and ask me, do you know this artist, this artist, this art? A lot of times I don't, because that's not the world that I grew up in. That's not the world that I'm immersed in. But I have learned a lot. And of course, I've learned through the artists that I work with. And because I'm more in the external arts, it's easier for me to represent the artist.
Don't put yourself down. You are an artist.
I am an artist. I'm not a visual artist, right?
You're a visual artist,
But
you're a dancer.
I'm a dancer, no doubt about that.
Wow, yeah.
And I do a mean stick figures, though. I can draw some stick figures, and I can have them going through a progression, and I have themes, artistic themes.
Dance steps.
Yes, I could do dance steps too. Okay, are those the only ones that we saw? Okay, perfect. There's a whole lot of other ones, but I think that's a good sampling. We work with abstract, obviously, and figurative, abstract, landscape, realistic. It just really depends. We're going through a phase, a period now, and of course, sculptures. Yeah, just each one of the artists, when we did our artist panel at the Sausalito Arts Gallery, every artist just has such a unique story. Like Asia's mother walked 600 miles from Ethiopia to Eritrea with her little sister, and they made their way to the United States, and her sister ended up dying in the streets of San Francisco with drug overdose. I mean, it's just, I mean, the stories that we hear of our human experience, our world, our global experience. This is one of the reasons that I like to express through the art, through the visual arts and poetry, spoken out loud words, spoken word, however you want to phrase it. Poetry was my generation, but it's because you can take a novel, you can take a whole work, you can take a whole sentiment of what is going on, and you can encapsulize it in a piece. You can encapsulize it in a poem. So the MC Arts Gallery is not just not to say it's not just a gallery. It is a dance studio. It is also, there's no way that I'm going to have any space without a dance floor and a mirror. That's just not going to happen. So we also do readers theater. We do sewing classes. We do other things in a small space, but we managed to expand it out. We have a little recording studio that we're building actually right now. We're challenged right now through the Marin County Building Department. Things took a lot longer to get going, but be lucky that you're not with the county, Marin, that you have your own jurisdiction. So that's pretty much it. And I think what we're doing here is a small enough space where we can look at doing one theme. The theme can maybe be time. It can be introspection. The last theme of our show was called I and I. And the I is the I that is in the I, that is you. So, and it's also a take on Bob Marley's I and I. So it's a take on the subconscious.
We are looking at a group show.
Mhm.
So how many artists do you think you would be presenting?
I think it's more important to say how many pieces, since it is such a small show. It could be 3 of them because all of them have great bodies of work. But we're about to reopen our space, and so a lot of the art is coming into our space, and it stays at our space for several months. So we'll be
Okay.
selecting art.
So you would be the selector.
I'm the curator.
You will be curating it yourself.
Yeah, I curate it, but I ask the artist, what do you wanna, I'll think of a theme. What theme do we want? What came to my mind here as I'm in this space, as I'm looking at all of you and I'm looking at the work that we all do in municipalities and coming to meetings and being on time and all of that. I'm thinking of time. That's just what came to my mind as I'm sitting here and I was looking at the watches. It's like, so I'm thinking I want to have, that enough time because that piece is called, Is There Enough Time? So that could be, and then I look through the pieces and see, okay, which piece corresponds to, which one fits into that theme of time. But I don't
Great.
know, but the turtle could fit into time. I mean, the turtle takes his time.
Yes.
So,
For sure.
so that's the fun thing about being a writer because anything can be stretched into a theme. The guy with the apple, he's got time on his hands. He's just,
May I suggest
Sure.
something to the commission
Sure.
to consider? Maybe for the opening reception, we could have her to do a dance performance according to your choice of calling
Yeah.
your
But
art.
maybe I'll qualify that, or I would love to hear some of your poetry
Mhm.
recited as well.
that might be even more appropriate.
Oh, we've had dancers here.
Yes.
That's fine. This floor is pretty nice for
Well,
dancers.
No,
here, the ballet
I
dancers.
have,
But yeah, it is your
yeah.
choice.
No,
It's a
dancing is my
suggestion.
original form. So yeah, it's just that taking this on is extended longer than I thought. And even though I definitely, as dancers, we keep our, we stretch, we keep our bodies, but certainly not at the same degree
Okay.
as always. And that's always, but I do teach when the gallery opens. I'll be teaching Pilates and teaching how specifically to keep yourself, in good form as you get over 50, 60, 70, and 80 years old,
Yeah.
Mm,
right?
like my age.
Of course.
Nora?
I have a couple of things. First, thank you.
Yeah, turn your mic on.
Because
You're welcome.
Mike, please.
it's supposed to be on. There we are. Yeah.
Okay.
The representation of art, I think, is phenomenal. And I mean, it is so eclectic, but it is also beautiful. So I would find it very difficult to curate because you have so much talent, obviously, in your community. But I do appreciate the fact that you would be the best person to curate the art simply because you know the breadth of what you have.
Yes.
And the depth of what you have and the different artists and their talents and their skills. But I also think that to me, right now especially, the power of the word in poetry says so much
Yeah.
that can't be captured in any other form. So
Mhm.
I would love to have poetry as sort of the intro before people go and view the art. So that's all. But I think we should think about
Definitely take
dates.
that in. Definitely take that in. Thank you. Jolly, is it,
It's a good idea.
Jolly?
It is
Jolly
jolly.
and Nora. I like that. I
So
like
just
Jolly.
one other add on to what you
Yes.
can come up with the time concept is heritage. We're all about heritage and
Mhm,
art.
mhm.
So we're always looking back, present and forward. Time is a
Mhm.
really sort of
Appropriate.
appropriate
Appropriate.
ingredient for what we do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is just just a parenthesis, but when, where the Jewish Community Center is now down in, wherever, it is, it's kind of, I don't, yeah, it's kind of, I used to go to school there. It was only open for 3 years. And so when we talk about the passage of time, it's like, oh, wow, I remember that time because that's when busing was happening. And there was just a few of us that came in to Tiburon, and there was a woman that drove, myself and one other person. And so I just remember that time, Blackie's pasture. I remember Blackie, and I remember that time. So it's very interesting. One of the things that we do is we really work with culture and children and making sure that they understand time and they understand their place in the now. So there's a lot of things that we do other than the arts, but that tie it all in together. So, yeah, but I like time too.
Yeah.
Time, yes.
Okay, thank you. It's terrific, and I'm very glad that Arjun has the idea of letting the community curate.
Yes, the
Oh, and
Heritage
you're great.
Commission.
And my question follows up on Commissioner Nogues having program poetry. I was very intrigued by one of the artists mixing its own color and paint.
Yes.
So, we could have multiple arts program along with the show, if
Mhm,
you would think
mhm.
about it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Thank you.
it's really just a matter of Arjun, what you're wanting to do and, how we could partner and,
I mean, I would love to see, this initial show and then, more collaboration and partnership
mm-hmm,
with your center and with our commission
mm-hmm,
in the future. Absolutely. We can do all sorts of workshops or other things. I think my hope is for this upcoming show in March,
mm-hmm.
that we also, that you not only showcase the artists, but you also showcase, the collective and the center and its new
Mhm.
location at the
Yes.
mall. So that we would, because I go to that mall pretty frequently,
Yes.
my son does work at the community center and the garden as a scout.
Mm-hmm.
Target is there.
Yep.
And now there's the Argentinian restaurant.
Now there is all the meat you can eat, so go on
But,
down.
but
That's
I would
what
love to see
mine
more,
does.
I'd love to see more traffic going your direction as well.
Yes, yes, yeah. Well,
as-
we haven't opened yet, so we're definitely working on ways to bring in more traffic and having connections, with our sister community across the water
Mhm.
where people may be interested in different aspects. We're working with some real estate agents and stagers on more of our abstract work. So we're looking at some of our colorscapes. So when people move into a place, so we're going in that direction as well. So yeah, we definitely love to partner going down the road for some of the ideas that we have as well.
That sounds great.
Yeah. So thank you so much and have a good meeting for the rest of your meeting.
Thank you, Oshala.
Thank you.
We'll be in
Thank-
touch.
We'll give you a time, right?
Yeah.
Today we can actually set a date.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is March,
Date, I
the
mean.
March, February window for the lower gallery.
Yeah, yeah, and that's when we're reopening too, so you'll be sharing pieces that aren't going in our gallery and we'll be mixing it up.
Great.
Great.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Okay. We have also, as part of this first action item, it says approval of expenditure for outreach and reception. I think, we can talk about that if
Mhm.
anybody has any ideas, but certainly, we have about a month, I guess, at this point, to get this going. I see Francisco is not here, but I'm hoping that we will, once I follow up with Oshala this week, and get, confirm some kind of confirmation about the project. I feel like she's, eager and enthusiastic about it as we are. We can begin that outreach with some advertising, some marketing, and of course, we can partner with her to get the word out as well in Southern Marin. I did see also that the town hall was mentioned in the IJ recently. And so
Yes.
that as a place for art. And I think, we can certainly, since Marin City Arts and Culture Center is also a Marin organization, I'm sure there are a lot of possibilities to get the word out inside Marin and in the Bay Area. As far as the reception is concerned, I think it would be great if she could do some of her spoken word at the reception. That would be amazing. And, we can, if anybody has any ideas about the reception costs, I'd love to hear them. I think typically in the upstairs gallery, the artist is the one who provides the food, and we provide the wine, and I don't see why we can't do the same.
Maybe we can provide the food somehow.
Or maybe we can also, in this case, since this is a community event,
It's a community event,
maybe
might
we
be
can,
good.
maybe we can relegate some funds for food as well. Clearly, the next meeting is, maybe a few days before the show is supposed to happen. So, any thoughts on budgets for this?
I think we have enough money. And I think in the past, we've always set aside maybe around
Yeah.
$500 or $600 per, award reception. So,
That's
and I
fine.
would want this food and wine for all of these special exhibits down here, at least for the first year,
That sounds good to me. Any other thoughts?
not to exceed.
Can we look at the
600.
budget?
I don't know if we have
I don't think
that
we have it, but
on
I'm,
hand, but we haven't
I don't
spent-
think we've spent
spent any
anything.
money.
okay. So I'm just wondering.
No, actually, I asked Marissa about the budget, to how much we have. I don't know if you have.
I don't
looked
have
into
budget
it.
numbers available to me at this time.
But we have the money.
Maybe we can say not to exceed a certain amount.
Yeah.
Does
Not
that
to
sound good?
exceed
Yes, we have to
600,
do that.
500? At least 500.
500, not to exceed $500.
Oh, that's quite a bit.
I mean, I don't think
We
I don't think it'll,
spend
we're
that.
not going to spend $500.
I think the 500 came because we used to order the cake.
But I
from-
think a few $100 for food and wine is probably going to be fine.
The wine, yes, with the wine, we are already have a budget and we do buy and add to what we have.
If it
as far
feels
as the
better,
food
we could
goes.
suggest not to exceed 300. Does that sound better?
I think that sounds more reasonable
Okay.
to me,
Okay.
if it is okay with everybody else.
I just have a question. Does the
Yes.
300 include the wine? Because we have the wine,
Oh.
right? We're not
Yeah,
No, it's
No,
for
no,
the
no, that's
food,
not
for
with
the,
the wine.
just the food.
yeah.
Because
Not to exceed.
not to exceed, but I'm just saying, we save a lot of money when we do it ourselves.
Mhm.
Just as, at one point, we have ordered trays from Nugget.
Nuggets
But
and,
when Patty was here, she and I would do a lot of this ourselves. And we just go to either Trader Joe's and or Costco, get some things. The question is, what kind of reception do you want?
thank you for offering to do the platters again.
What is the date? Because I'm going to be out of the country for
Oh.
3 weeks.
Okay.
So I need to know the
yeah,
date.
we have to set the
Well,
actual date.
The lower gallery, I believe, is open on March 1st through, and it's March through April 30th. March 1st through April 30th are the 2 months for the lower gallery. And I can certainly get going on the banner. And, I can coordinate with Oshala about a banner image or something like that. But I think we have a couple of dates here. We have
We
the
don't
hang
have
date.
much time to do all that. She
Ye-
has to get ready as well, who is going to be on the banner
Sure.
and what.
I think
It's too
she,
fast.
well, I think what she told me was that because they're moving, the artwork
Oh,
is
okay.
ready to go.
Yes.
It's not hanging anywhere. It's ready
Okay,
to go.
that's
So,
good then. Then
we
we
can
will
just
try
bring
our
it in.
very best.
and maybe the reception can happen, in the second week of March. I mean, it doesn't have to happen right at the opening date. So we can also have time to,
Keep in mind that the upper
Get the
gallery
banner.
will also be hanging her work, Cecily Starin. So her reception and her banner and all that. So just keep in mind, it's all getting turned over at the beginning of March.
right. So we have to coordinate with Cecily as well. And that's Azita,
Yes.
that's your artist. So
I appreciate
you
it.
can see that there are, if you look at the calendar here,
Yes.
there's the hang date, the removal date, the reception date, notify Dave for the banner, and Diane Smith with regards to publicity.
So do we have a date for Cecily Starin's reception?
Yes.
We do.
Yes, it says here.
March.
The
It says
suggested date
March-
is March 4th.
It's suggested?
If at the last meeting, believe you all wanted to use the first Tuesday
Mhm.
of the month. So in action item 4, I listed what those dates happen to be. And then when we arrive at that item, you can vote on that those are appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah, if we keep every
Basically,
first Tuesday night, it would be easier.
So
That's what I've
Right.
suggested in action item 4.
Yes, okay.
maybe if we, when we get there, if we say provisionally March 4th is for Cecily, maybe March 11th can be for Marin City
For Marin
Arts and
City.
Culture.
Right,
Yeah.
which is good because I will be out of commission from the 13th.
Oh, okay, so you'll be able to make it. That's good. We want that.
Well, that's good. Then
Okay, so
write it down before.
So for action item 1, the suggested vote is that you agree on the date of hanging, the date of reception, March 11th, and the expenditure for the reception.
So what day are we hanging?
Not
the date,
exceeding $300.
yeah, the date of hanging, I think would have to be either at the end of February or
Yeah,
the first week of
the first week of
March. Clearly, we have February 4th. For Ginny do it. Okay, for Cecily Starin, March 4th is a Tuesday.
Right.
So we don't want to,
No, actually, March 3rd is a Monday.
right.
March 4th is the proposed reception.
Oh, is the proposed reception, but we don't have a hang date for her either, do we? Monday, March 3rd and I'm looking at the calendar, it says Monday, March 3rd, B.
Oh, that's Blackie's Pasture and D is downtown. That's
Yeah.
where the banner locations will be.
I see. Okay. So, hang banner. I gotcha.
So does Azita know when she wants to set up her art?
for which one? For
Cecily Starin?
Cec- It's, you are saying when to hang it, the thing?
Does she have any
I
suggestions?
I can ask. But I mean, Monday is closed, no? She can come on Monday.
She can come on Monday. We're closed on Fridays.
Friday, she cannot come. Okay, I let
Monday
her.
through Thursday is open.
So
Okay, so Monday
do
I
you
will,
have
I
any
can call
pers-
Anthony.
proposed dates from Ashala as to when she wants to hang?
I do not, but I'm assuming that it would also be on
The first week in March.
in the first week in March because Dave's remove date is Thursday, February 27th, which rules out Friday, February 28th.
So,
Monday, the 3rd
mhm.
is when potentially Cecily would be.
So on Thursday is not
Cecily will be on the
available, no?
Tuesday.
I'm sorry?
Thursday, it won't be like because I was thinking for
Shh.
giving her a choice if she wants to come on Thursday or on Monday.
Thursday is the remove date for Ginny Doyle. So
That's not gonna work.
that's not going to work because Ginny will be taking her
So
work
she
staff.
has to come on Monday, okay.
So Monday really is, Monday or at some point that week. I mean, the sooner the better, of course, but Monday, the 3rd.
It seems Monday is the first day she could come.
Yeah, that would be great. And then, so for Oshala, I will propose,
Fourth.
the 4th or the 5th. Okay,
What day is it? The 4th?
that's,
Tuesday,
Tuesday? Okay.
so Wednesday.
Couldn't they both hang on Monday? Or is that too much?
Because
I don't know.
it should be done because downstairs are hanging the downstairs and upstairs is busy
Yeah.
with the upstairs.
That's true. It could happen.
Yeah,
It
I
could
think-
happen.
Okay,
think
well,
see-
I'll propose the 3rd, Monday, the 3rd. And, or
Then her work is up for the reception, for Cecily's reception, and people can sort of see both.
good idea.
Idea.
I like it.
Sneak peek.
Okay,
I just have a question. I think from the last meeting, I was told that it would be for the May 1st to June 30th show, that it would be May 13th. It's sort of like the second Tuesday of the show. But now we're moving to the.
For
first-
reception?
Yeah, for reception.
well, I think since Cecily, since the artist,
So should I tell my,
she's
artist-
doing the first Tuesday, Cecily
Okay.
Starren. Is that correct? Is that what we have her down for potentially? We don't know. We don't know what her reception date is.
so.
So it's not 4th of March?
That's what it says on this calendar.
It has to be the following week on the Tuesday.
Artist
It's the
reception.
it's the next day of the,
But
when
we're
she
not
hangs.
there yet. That's AI
We are
one.
not giving her enough time to hang and.
And then
make
do a
sure-
reception.
Yeah, and the reception is in the evening. That's too little time for the.
The reception
artists
is the
to be
next
ready.
day.
The next day.
Next day, Tuesday.
Hang on Monday, reception
It's
on
too,
Tuesday
too
night.
close.
It's too
Unless it
close.
works for her.
So
I can ask her. I mean. it
I
might
can
work
ask
for her.
either 4th or a week later. on
Yeah,
Tuesday.
the
All right.
following Tuesday.
Okay,
Just for clarification, we're on action item number 1, so we're just
Yeah.
using the other dates as
Yeah,
ways of blocking.
ways of blocking, yeah.
Right. So
So if we hear from you, Azita, about Cecily
all right.
and her hang date and reception date, then I think if she can do it on the 4th, that's great.
All right.
Because then if she does the reception on the 4th, that would be great because then we can schedule Marin City Arts and Culture for the following Tuesday on the 11th.
11th.
Mandela.
All right, let me I ask her. All right, thank you. very much.
Okay?
So either 4th or 11th.
no, we don't want to.
We don't want her to do it on the 11th.
We
If
want her
possible, we'd like to propose the 4th.
The
So
fourth,
you want, so it's not a choice.
No,
Because
no
you were saying-
choice
Oh.
at this point.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
let's see what she
March.
says. I mean, we'll work with her,
And
of
if she
course.
can't do it, then we'll have to rejuggle.
Yeah.
And for mine, I thought it was done for the next show in May. It was done for May 13th, but I'm happy to contact the artist and see if he prefers May 6th.
but we're not there yet. We're jumping the
You're
gun.
not-
Right. But I think that's reasonable.
Okay,
Because now that we have different shows and different levels here, we want to stagger the receptions
Okay.
somehow.
Now, there is a matter of Diane Smith writing in the newspaper and then hanging the banner.
Mhm.
So we have to
Get on it.
really get on it.
Yeah.
You have to let Diane Smith know about what day.
That protocol is in a document, I believe. And maybe
Yeah.
Marissa, you can share it with
You
all of
have
us
to
again.
do
at the
that as soon
beginning
as
of this year
possible.
now that we're all here again. But anyways, going back to the motion, for A1, I move that we approve a budget not to exceed $300 for food for the Marin City Arts and Culture Show in March and April, and that we have a reception date tentatively set for Tuesday, March 11th.
Second.
I second that.
Oh, what about the hanging? We don't need to talk about that proposed, putting up the art March 3rd.
I think
March
she
4th.
might be able to do it on March 3rd.
That's what
And
I'm
that's what
saying.
I'm going to propose
March
to
3rd,
her.
okay.
Yeah.
And the date can be a little bit flexible. The artist often talks to me directly and, if the 3rd doesn't work, we make it work.
May I ask why is it that Jenny Doyle only has it for 1 month?
Yes, we know that.
Is that what she wanted?
Yeah, that's what she wants. She didn't want 2 months.
Okay.
So I had to ask Dave Gotts to have his work here until the end of February.
Are here, no?
Yeah.
The same work?
Yeah, we are going to be here on Thursday
Yeah.
for the opening reception.
Ginny was upstairs and she did not want more than 1 month. So Revity, the artist we had last
Oh, the
December,
Revity
He can
he extended her show
Extended her show.
until Ginny was ready to hang
I see.
hers. And then Dave Gotts was always scheduled for down here and his reception is on
Down
Thursday.
here, yeah. All right, thank you very much.
Reception is Thursday.
So I have Chair Gupta has made a motion, Fong has seconded. I am seeing no public comment, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, action item number 2, artists exhibitions. Consider approval of Helen Muirhead retrospective exhibition at one of the Town Hall Art Galleries, approval dates of exhibition and related expenditures for outreach and reception. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what?
This is based on an email I received from Jale, so I assumed this was something she wanted to add to the agenda.
Okay, Charlie, do you want to introduce the topic to the commissioners for Helen Muirhead? She's the artist that you had brought to our attention.
Mine it.
Okay, well,
We can move this to another agenda
Maybe
in the
we'll-
future.
maybe we'll move it to the next meeting. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, that's okay. Action item number 3,
Oh, now I remember, if you don't mind.
not at all. Action item number 2.
It is the artist who has passed away, and her family want to do an art show for her before July, I believe.
So,
She was a very good, excellent artist, and she did paintings of almost all of the wild flowers in our mountains. So her art is absolutely fantastic. So she is looking to see where they can, if it is okay with us to put a show for her. I sent an email to her that we are almost full for the upstairs gallery, but there may be an opening downstairs. So she told me she had come here with her brother, and they think that it will work
downstairs.
out. So if
Why does she say it has to be done by June? or
that
July?
I really don't know. If you want me, we can ask her or just give her a choice of a date. I think it would be a very nice show.
Victoria?
I just want to speak from the past. We had a situation where a good friend, like a family member, wanted to do a retrospective showing. And it was a time sensitive because it's supposed to go, the money would go to the estate.
Mm.
et cetera. And I think at that time, and I'm not sure if Nora, you got on at that time yet, but at that time, the commission decided not to sort of get involved
Oh,
in
yeah.
this kind of situation. Oh, yeah, I
Yes,
see
I
that.
remember. Yeah.
And it was Smith,
Yeah.
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 And so I just want to bring that up for the
I can't-
commission to consider how we want to go forward. We might get a lot of calls
Yeah.
for my
No,
mother. and all that.
I can tell you why she's asking us. First of all, the ARC had done a very fantastic article on her and her past and so on. And she was one of the artists that when during my venue as the artist laureate, I had invited her to give us a workshop for the community. And that is when I really got to know her well. That is the reason the family is kind of asking this to be done if it
Okay.
is possible.
Would you like to see her art on the screen?
Do you have it? Sure.
Yes, great.
I mean, I'd like to add that, you know, we had decided that the lower gallery was selected for shows of underrepresented artists and communities in Marin and the Bay Area. And right now, there is openings for the May-June opening, the July-August opening, and the September-October opening. There's three potential shows. So if Helen Muirhead's work is shown in the lower gallery, that would leave 2 shows downstairs in July and August, and September and October. And it would also be going against our decision about the lower gallery, which is to show underrepresented artists this year. That said, September through October, the upper gallery has still not been confirmed. I have been in touch with Gordon Studer as recently as last week, and he is away, but he wants to meet. And, you know, I feel like at this point, we can't make a decision about Helen Muirhead downstairs when I feel the priority should be to put her, like all the other single artists, upstairs. And if she can't do it, I'm just don't understand why there's the rush to have it done by June or July.
Well, we can,
Because Gordon Studer's
let's see. if
slot
Gordon
is in
Studer-
September and October, and it puts a lot of pressure on this commission to then go and undo plans that we have agreed upon last year to make an exception for this one artist.
Makes sense what you're saying.
Well, if he
think it
agrees,
makes-
if Gordon agrees to do it the following year, apparently he's a very busy person, gentleman. So maybe then. we can offer this
Yeah,
time to
I'm
her.
happy to,
Otherwise, we can just say that we're sorry. If they still want it for 2026,
Six,
we
yeah.
will deal with that. We'll
Absolutely. And,
give them a,
and there is also another artist, a photographer as well, Suzanne,
that's right. we have a
who
photographer.
also has, I believe, some priority in terms of timing, you know, for that
Yeah.
upstairs gallery, where should Gordon Studer not be able to do it. So I think in this case, it's just it's too
Complicated.
complicated and too quick
Yeah.
to agree that, you know, we reverse plans that we had agreed on in the past just to give an exception to her. I'm not, I would love to show her work, but I think, you know, we need to, you know, make that as part of a calendar plan and not just stick her in somewhere.
Yeah. I think it makes sense.
Well, we can let her know.
Action item number 3, the Community Educator Award and Heritage
Is there
Preservation
any,
Awards.
any outside?
Excuse me, is there an action you would like to
Oh.
take for number 2?
I move that until such time as we get more details about the artist Helen Murad's schedule, that we suspend the discussion about a show this summer, as you know, the lower gallery has been allocated for artists, underrepresented artists, and the upper galleries have also already been allocated for shows to other artists. But I'm happy to continue the discussion about a show, maybe possibly for September, should Gordon Studer not have a show there potentially, or Suzanne, the photographer. But I think, you know, it's something that we need to discuss further with the artist. So I don't have a motion. other
So no
than
action taken.
No action taken.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Action item number 3, 2025 Community Educator Award and Heritage Preservation Award. Consider approval of opening nomination period for Community Educator Award on March 1st, 2025, and scheduling the nomination period for the Heritage Preservation Award to be open July 1st to August 15th, 2025. Jolly, do you want to talk a little bit about the awards? This is sort of your.
These awards are very important, and past recent 3-4 years, we have not done that, and I think it would be appropriate to start paying attention. And I am in ad hoc with Commissioner Noguez and Commissioner Victoria, and we will start looking into it. So the dates really up to everybody else, if all the dates.
Does opening the nomination period mean that's when the
It's publicized. that you
publicized and the discussion and the
Yes.
selection begins?
Yes.
Chair of the ad hoc, as member of the ad hoc, we haven't really met. But at this time, to be very honest, I'm not quite ready to open the Educator Award in March, because I think we need to review the policy and the qualifications, because I think things have changed. And there are other schools, other learning institutions that I would like to come back next month, or, you know, I don't know. And I think Commissioner Noguez will be out of town. So I don't see any rush for awards, even though it's very nice. I would rather have more realistic expectations than to put the commission in the bind of having to select just anyone. That's my,
What about the Heritage and Preservation Award open July?
again, I'm willing to reconsider, because in Sentia, we didn't give any awards for a couple of years, not because of COVID, but it's sort of like we've run out of landmark board members.
Are there
Excuse me.
documents about
Oh, yeah,
these awards?
very much,
that-
yeah. But
You want to review those documents? Is that?
She has.
she has
written-
all of them, but I think there's enough about preservation, and I think is a good time to at least reevaluate our qualifications, or do we widen the description of preservation to be more inclusive, maybe?
Oh, yeah, I remember now.
So it could, I mean, for instance, just off the top of my head, it could be preservation. Maybe we could honor someone from the Miwok tribe,
Mhm.
but it may not be in our policy as such. In the past with somebody from the community and doing some work.
Well, that
So-
is what the ad hoc is going to get together
Yeah.
and see if we are ready to do it or not.
That'll
So
be great.
Why doesn't the ad hoc meet then before the
And
next,
report
before the
back.
next meeting and give us a report on their
And
pro-
our
their progress
recommendations.
and their
Yeah.
recommendations?
because
Thank you.
giving awards is part of our duties as Heritage and Arts
Mhm.
Commission.
I'm in full agreement with getting additional time because I think it is better to do it right than rush to do
Definitely,
something.
yes, we are not going to hurry through it. That is for sure.
And our
But
next meeting,
meeting up once,
yeah, the only concern
and
I
if you
have,
have any suggestions for any of the awards, we can talk about and see
So-
if it is appropriate or not.
Yeah, if Commissioner Noguez, the other member of the ad hoc, is out the country in March, I'm willing to meet early April and come back for the April meeting and report to the commission if possible.
so I will be gone from February 3rd to the 24th, and our next meeting is the 25th of February. So I will not have time to meet.
Yeah, that's why I'm
So
saying
that's what I'm
meeting in
saying.
April.
Yes, but you said I'd be out in March. I'll be out in February.
Oh, in February, sorry.
March is available.
Then we could meet in March.
March,
I saw,
exactly.
I thought you were,
Okay,
you were out for the Marin City one, so
That's a different
Okay.
issue.
Okay.
I'll be in the country, but the ad commission.
whatever works, we'll work it out.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
So no action taken
No
on
action at this time.
action item number 3. Now,
nice.
action item number 4, select dates for 2025 artist reception. We had already sort of discussed some of this. And the suggestion here is consider first Tuesday evening for the first month of the exhibition period from 6 to 8. Those times seem right to me, and consider relevant outreach and reception expenditure for each. So,
These are just for the upper gallery
These are for the-
artists.
right.
So
correct. Ginny Doyle's reception is coming up this Thursday, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that
This
correct?
is transfer.
A Tuesday, next Tuesday. That's right, next Tuesday. Okay.
Ginny Doyle's is next Tuesday,
Mhm.
but Dave Gott's Landmark is this Thursday, coming Thursday.
And Ginny will be in attendance in case people want to wander upstairs and see her art. She'll be at the reception as well.
Oh, great.
So we really need to, Patty Flax got in touch with me about what we do for our receptions. And I told her that all the food is on you, but the wines, it is on us. And we talked about getting that big table away from the wall and set that up for food and drinks.
Upstairs.
Here, downstairs for Thursday,
So you're talking about the landmarks reception.
Landmarks.
So we,
For Landmark, they need somebody to be in charge of the wines and so on. And just
In
What-
charge of their wine or our? wine?
our wine. But Dave God said that they may bring some of their own as well. So
In the past, I thought the Landmark did this entire reception on their own and we didn't have to contribute anything. But that was from the past. But if something's changed, I'm just asking, not, not a problem, but I just want to make sure.
well, I guess that is your understanding. My understanding was that we are treating them as any other artists that we do.
No, but for downstairs, we weren't doing before. For downstairs, there was no reception.
That's true,
the
yes,
past.
there was no reception. I can still ask him to definitely bring his wine as well. But how many people are going to show up and how many bottles are going to be used, I don't know. Sometimes we open up the bottles and they're all half drunk, and then we have to either throw them out or somebody volunteers for it.
to drink it all.
We can never.
Someone volunteers to drink it all.
Yeah.
I think,
There's to drink.
I think it's good to have a protocol and be consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, we have been providing wine downstairs. So I think we just have to have an agreement. Are we just going to be consistent and say the artist will provide their food we will provide the wine both upstairs and downstairs. And in cases where we are actually giving the reception,
We
it's a-
provide
we
the
provide the
food.
food as well.
Yeah.
But
Not a
my
problem.
point is that in the past,
we
they
did
wouldn't
have-
do reception.
No, we did have artists
But very,
downstairs.
very
and we
few
did give,
exceptionally, but it was not
in
just
the, yeah, in the
always.
previous
In
years.
previously, Landmark had
Right.
their own reception and, you know, they,
Right.
they did their whole thing.
Right.
And I was in them, you know, I didn't attend. So this time we're treating them as an artist and then it's fine. We'll just do it.
We just have to be consistent.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's fine.
Consistent, we were not doing.
We will
but
provide the
maybe we
wine.
wanted
Dave,
to do
Dave
Yeah,
can
he
provide
did
the staff.
He did offer that he will bring a
Well,
box of.
And
just have them contribute some.
contribute whatever he wants.
Together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
drink more.
That's what we have talked about.
It's okay.
But
We
the
got
thing
lots of
is
wine.
that as heritage and arts,
More wine is
we
better.
have to be here. We have to show
Exactly.
up.
Well, that's the point. The point is, this is a facility that we are offering
Yeah.
to the public. But we have to be responsible for making sure that things get put away, nothing gets damaged and it's locked when you leave.
Yes, and
Yeah.
everything gets.
So
locked up.
I can come on Thursday. I plan to come on Thursday. However, I won't be able to come until around 6:30. So
Okay.
I'll be a half an hour late, but I'm happy to
I'm happy.
serve
to
the
help.
wine and help clean up and be here for the full 2
Yeah, and I
hours.
will be here as
All
well.
right, I'll
And-
help you with the first shift of the
Welcome.
wine.
Thank you. And
Drop by.
and the
Of course.
timing for his reception, has he
6 to
confirmed?
8.
And he has confirmed that?
6 to 8,
Okay.
and they're going to come at 5:15 to set up.
Okay,
And I cannot be here because I have an event at the yacht club. So
right.
So you will not be here
I'll
at
not
all.
be here.
I'm-
We will miss you.
On Tuesday.
I'm in Oakland for a special event
Okay.
at Tipsy Putt.
Okay.
I won't be able to
Okay,
be tipsy
so
though, because I'm driving.
It's up
Driving.
up to us then.
It's a work event.
Oh,
Now, what about Ginny Doyle?
Jeannie Doyle, Tuesday, February 4th, 6 to 8.
I
Has she
come.
agreed to 6 to
6
8?
to 8, and she has invited 200 people. So we better all be
Oh,
present. And I was going to ask Nora if I may. First of all, she needs 2 tables and the table need covers that I don't know how to cover it, but you do. But she needs somebody to be in charge of selling.
Okay.
And there is a specific way of people can actually buy
Purchase.
and pay. The payment, she has a whole list of how to do. If you don't mind to take the responsibility for that, we would be very
oh, she's not going to be here.
grateful.
I'll be on a plane.
She's not going to be here.
Oh, my God. Okay, I don't know then who,
I mean,
I am no good
Patty
in
Pickett,
that.
Patty Pickett was in the past, I think, is also
in the past,
Helped
I think
out.
Jenny brought her own helper
on helper.
and in the previous shows. So
I
I
can
mean, what
ask.
do you mean a special way of payment? Is it
Processing
Zelle? Is it
helper?
Venmo?
But it's not done through us. We're not
Yeah,
taking
might
the
be
payment.
how
Where
is the
some-
town able to take credit
No.
cards now?
No, it's
can't.
not
No, no.
us.
No, it is
Oh.
not.
It's either, it
it-
has to be
it's up to
check
her.
or Venmo or Zelle, no?
Yeah, there is a way,
Square.
and she has it all written down for somebody to read and do exactly what it is saying. I
Well,
think
that's
Venmo
not-
could be one of them, but somebody has got
is
to
that
be
our
there.
scope?
My eyes are failing and
But
I can
isn't
never
that-
be somebody
Essentially,
But Jale,
counting money and getting check. I can't do it, so
but
please.
Jale, isn't that the payment should be here because so that they call it
Nation?
This is an old-
25%?
This is an old story. We have been
95%.
talking to town.
No,
for
but
years
the
about that.
the artist, the town takes a commission of any sale.
right.
And that is paid later. That is not paid at the point of purchase.
Yes, but I mean,
So
the list,
we can record what is sold and the amounts of what is sold, but it's then up to us to invoice the artist for the commission so that the artist then sends us our commission. But we don't handle sales. So I think Ginny needs to
I should
understand
bring
that if
some.
she's invited 200 people, maybe there's one of those people who can help her take
I'm
some
going
of
to
those
tell
sales.
her, or if you
Can you
want,
talk with her?
I can talk to, I would
Please,
say to bring
because
some.
she is, you know,
Yeah. She
Um,
did have someone
is not
before.
our
Actually said.
thing
the
to
top-
do. I told her that.
Yeah.
But,
Well, can I just interject? We need to decide what we want to do, not just for Ginny, but for everyone. Because up until now, we just put a red
A
dot
dot, exactly.
on the piece of, art, and then a check is cut to us,
For the total
the
commission.
total. Yeah,
At the end of the show.
at the end of the show.
at the end of the show, 25% is written to Town of Tiburon.
Right.
Right.
And then Town of Tiburon puts that money into
Right.
Heritage and
And
Heritage
that's what we've always done, and
That is
that's what we'll
always has
continue to
been.
do.
Right.
I think, yeah, let's
is
just keep it
always the same.
consistent. And
It is
since,
consistent. It is the way that people want to pay. That is the one in question.
So if
That's
we-
not for us to decide how people want
how
to pay.
people want to
them.
pay the artists, and I
That's
think.
not that's not our role here.
I think going forward,
Right.
if Azita or you could talk with the artist, Jenny, and I like her work, I like her a lot. I understand the extra situation that she's in, but we have to be consistent, and I would not feel comfortable touching somebody's money. So, anyway,
Well, I think Azida kindly
Sure,
accepted,
I will, yes.
accepted to talk with her. And if she can bring somebody, her son, her
Well,
cousin.
wait, so you're gonna allow her to do it her way? That's
No,
what I'm
we
trying to-
say-
No, no.
I believe what she did in the past, if someone upstairs, when I think I did her show many years ago, she did bring somebody, and she did have sales slips that showed boxes of cards.
Yeah,
Maybe now we only
Oh,
do
okay.
text messages, but she did sell beautiful boxes of cards
Okay.
for $15 or $16. And that was added up to whatever her sale was at the end.
Wow.
But somebody took care of that with a sales slip and
Okay.
all of that. So,
You know what I remember, Patty, I remember shows that Patty was sitting on a table and
Right.
getting money. And Patty.
That was for
the
raising-
Liaison.
That was for
yeah, but that's her
fundraising.
choice.
Yes,
Yeah, that was.
That was also, I believe, for fundraising
Special fundraising.
for the commission.
Well,
Was, so that's not a
pins.
big deal.
It wasn't.
Well,
it
in
wasn't-
any case, I
I'll
think
ask
we'll
her.
just move on
Yeah,
and
I
let's
was
get it done.
hoping that Nora could do it, but she's not going
Well,
to be available.
I don't think it's additional, duties for the commissioners. I mean, I
Right,
don't want to
right.
sound nasty.
Again, we need a procedure that's consistent, so there are no exceptions. Everybody knows how it works.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And that's the way it goes.
And that's the way it was, and that's the way it will continue.
that's how I look at it too.
Okay.
And I will actually be at an event with 3 people that are very, very close friends of Ginny's on Thursday. And I will talk to them, but I need to know exactly what she can and cannot do.
Do you have that document that has her procedure, the procedure that she is talking about?
She says she has it already anytime. She
She
will
should
show
send
it
No, but what
to
do we-
whoever
I'm
wants to
saying
Oh, we,
sit down
we,
there.
we don't want to do anything, but
Right,
she has
okay.
to figure, she has to ask somebody,
She can ask her own friend.
her own friends to help her.
Yeah.
Or her
you know,
Be
family.
in the middle.
We're not in any, and as you just stated,
Right,
this is not part of our, to be
Right.
consistent, this is
Right.
not part of our job.
right.
So our job only is to collect the check for the commission
Okay.
That's
and
it.
Afterwards. So
Afterward.
people that, let's say,
and to put the red dot on the.
right, so
on
we
the
will
book.
put the red dot on.
Yes.
And we will keep a list of what item, who purchased, which normally we do. But after that, then we're not going to take checks. We're going to say, you pay her
You
directly.
pay the artist, yeah. And then the,
And then, but that way, the only way we can calculate the 25% is if we keep a running total
right.
of who bought what for how much. And then
Well,
we expect a check at the end for the 25% of that.
I would hope that the artists that we're showing can give us a total amount and that we could then
They usually do.
calculate the
They
percentage.
usually do.
All right.
And they usually
Yeah.
figure it out and send in the check. And
Yeah.
You could
Okay.
tell by how many pieces have been sold and all this.
Okay.
But this time, I think, we have agreed to talking, and if you would, just
Right.
mention to a friend, say, maybe just suggest a friend to contact Ginny.
Right,
Just
okay.
say she might need some help at the
That
reception.
would be nice. You have a friend that could help her?
I'm hoping
No,
one of
she's
those.
trying to just, we're
Yeah, I-
trying to help each other.
Suggested Nora, because I know Nora, you are a very good friend of
I
hers.
have, but I'm.
And you
gonna-
have been helping her all
You
the
you
time.
know Jenny.
Yes, but I'm going to be on a plane.
You all know her.
Oh, you're leaving.
Agenda.
Okay,
You're
I really
leaving
think
this.
So-
we need to
Little-
move on.
okay, so,
We have the arc here.
so we have, the, other artists we have right now are, Mr. Zhang, who is showing, in May and June.
I would like to say that at the last meeting, again, I thought we had it planned for the second Tuesday after the hanging. So I did contact him after the meeting suggesting May 12th. So since I was under the impression of the second Tuesday, I would ask the commission to give me the leeway to contact him, to give him the choice of either May 6th or 12th,
I think
if that's okay.
that's okay with me.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make a note of that. Could be,
May 12th.
and you can confirm.
May 12th.
I can confirm
at the next
whenever
meeting,
yeah,
the next
he
meeting.
he usually responds very quickly.
Okay, and then we have Kathy Gray slated for July and August. July 8th is her date, I believe that's
She has confirmed all of the timings.
great. I see that. Okay, great. Gordon Studer, I will have him hook or by crook by the next meeting for September, October, and if he's going to do it, that's great. And we'll get those dates down, and I would
And-
suggest the first Tuesday
Okay.
in
That's the
September,
Tu-
if that's,
that is the Tuesday after Labor Day. I don't know if that's an issue. Just,
could be.
It is
Good
an
thought.
issue.
Yeah.
and then the November 4th is Election Day.
Day.
I don't know if that's a
Oh.
big,
Yeah.
if it's a big election year. I don't know.
That's why I thought we did it
Glad I-
the second
Voting.
Tuesday. Yeah, we've been, yeah.
But
That's the
it's
reason we
November.
have
I'm sorry, jumping ahead, but
Oh,
I
that's right.
I did try to contact Deborah, but I think I might have gotten the wrong email.
The Labor
So
Day,
I
right,
will do
everyone
again.
leaves.
Okay,
I think Labor Day is the long weekend that a lot of people
So-
leave.
Yeah, so do we want those dates or move it to the following week?
I think that's a good point. Liz makes a good point, and Labor
Yes.
Day, a lot of people spend more than just 3 days away.
I know, and
Outside,
they're
yes.
tired, they're just getting started.
So I would suggest for both the
The second.
September, October, and the November, December shows be the second Tuesday for the reception.
Okay,
and I
thank
will-
you.
Good.
I will, so that's really I guess
Approved.
that's the motion. You know, that for the last two artists on our calendar upstairs, that we move the reception date to the second Tuesday.
And the possibility of the May to second
And,
Tuesday,
and for Mr. Zhang, the possibility of May
12th,
4th or 12th. May 6th.
No,
May
13th.
6th or 13th, May 6th or 13th.
10 7.
One thing, just to add another fly in the ointment. No, the second Tuesday in November is Veterans Day. Is that, I don't.
That's a holiday.
it's-
Yeah, that's a holiday too.
Is
On
the,
which one?
is the,
On which
is the
one?
town hall open on that day?
They are.
We are
open.
open on that day that we
Okay.
I
we
know it's a Monday.
work that day and then get a day off, an
10th.
extra day off at
Yeah.
Christmas or
Okay.
the holidays.
Okay.
Tuesday is fine.
I think that's okay.
Okay.
So again, I move that we change the last two artists' reception dates on the 2025 calendar for the upstairs gallery to the second Tuesday
Which is the 9th of September,
and the
11th of November.
11th of November. And for
Yuan Shang.
Yuan Zhang, we give him the option of either the first Tuesday, the 6th, or the second Tuesday, the 13th of May.
The 12th.
Thank
isn't
you.
it?
The
Yeah.
13th,
13th.
6th or the 13th.
Was that a motion?
That was a motion.
I second.
Second it.
Oh, go ahead.
You second.
I'm seeing no public comment. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
and moving right along to action item number 5.
Artist- oh,
Form ad hoc committee for collaborations with Cinelounge, Chamber, and Library. We have been discussing this ad hoc committee to conduct outreach to work with local organizations to do more creative opportunities for public art in the form of film series, art fairs, and poetry slams for calendar year 2025. Would anyone like to be a part of an ad hoc for this
With the
public
library,
outreach? I
I
think
will.
Nora, that
How
would be
about
great.
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trish,
Yeah.
Nora, and did you say?
Liz,
Yeah, I would like to-
Liz
Liz.
would like.
Okay, great. We have our ad hoc. Wonderful. I move that Nora Noguez, Trish Farren, and Liz Feibush are constitute the ad hoc committee for collaborations with Cinelounge, Chamber, and Library.
I have a question. Are we going to be considering funding anything of this? Because I know in the past with that dancer, we didn't want to be grant makers.
I think in this case, you know, I know that the library probably has their own budget as well, so we can work something out with them. And so far as Cinelounge is concerned, you know, let's see, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but I think, you know, we need to talk to the owners and ask, you know, Christian, the ad hoc can kind of, you know, test the waters there and see what they're willing to do and what we can, and if we need to supplement something,
Yeah.
then, you know, we can do
As,
that.
as a
I
commissioner, I
talked to
just hope the ad hoc would be able to come back with some,
Balanced.
balance or
Yeah.
at least info and data for any suggestions.
A few months ago, I approached both of them. And they were very willing and they would
Yeah.
love to cooperate.
Yeah. Yeah, Christian, I speak to
Yeah.
him occasionally also, and he's very interested. Okay, so the motion is
There is a motion on the table
Liz-
from Chair
Liz
Gupta.
Freibush, Trish Farren, and Nora Noguez constitute the ad hoc committee for collaboration with Cinelounge, Chamber, and Library.
And I second it.
And Vice Chair Adamad seconds. I am seeing no public comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Now we're on to our discussion items. Discussion item number 1, the Artist Laureate Ad hoc Committee update.
Okay.
Um,
We met, the three of us together, and we kind of talked about what to do with the wall.
Well,
Excuse me, Vice
that's
Chair.
later. That's the third item.
Right.
This is the first item is the selection, of the Artist Laureate. We have 3 candidates.
Oh, the selection, yes, we have 3 candidates, 2 artists and 1 photographer.
Mhm. We are currently, Marissa is helping us get a date with the mayor and another member, I believe. I think Richard.
Has to be the mayor.
Richard Rosen.
And
the mayor.
Richard Rosen, I have talked to him and he is willing, and I have talked to Jet Walker as well.
Yeah.
And I have told them as soon as we have a date, I'm going to let them know.
Do you
Right.
want to have the staff report read?
Sure. Do you want to read the staff
Oh,
report?
all right. Well, the prestigious post of Artist Laureate is a town council appointed Tiburon volunteer position with a 4-year term. Selection and search are led by the Heritage and Arts Commission. And you also provide support and promotion of projects through the artist tenure. An ad hoc committee to interview and select the 2025 Artist Laureate was formed at the November 12th, 2024 special meeting, pardon the typo. With Chair Gupta and Vice Chair Edamad. The formal selection committee consists of Chair Gupta and Vice Chair Edamad, an individual involved in the art world but not a candidate, the previous Artist Laureate, and the mayor or their designee. The mayor has expressed interest to be on this committee in person herself. The update that that Vice Chair Edamad and Chair Gupta and I came to is that we are going to you all will contact the applicants to create a panel interview. Lee and I are working with the mayor to find a date that works for these 3 panel interviews. And then when we have Mayor Thier's date, you will let your committee know and schedule it with the applicants.
Were you able to,
We have not finalized a date with Mayor Thier yet,
okay.
but I will be in touch with the 2 of you as soon as she gives us some options, I'll be in touch with the 2 of you.
Yes, please.
Yep.
Great.
Because then I think we should tell the date to the other interviewers,
Mm.
like Richard Rosen and Jet Walker. Jet Walker, send them the background of these 3 candidates so that they read it beforehand and they know who they are and what they do so that they can make a good decision choosing.
Sounds good.
Chair.
Yeah.
While I've only had the experience of being on the selection committee once, in that one time, we did have portfolios of the applicants available for viewing. And would that be available this time? I don't even know the name of the artist that maybe we could see. Are we allowed to give some opinions?
No,
I think the selection committee, from what I understand from the materials I've found, the selection committee does the interview, makes a selection, and then presents it to the commissioners to confirm. And
Okay,
then,
so there won't be the portfolios that was available or make the name known to us?
don't,
well,
Applicants know?
Has
the
that been, has that been
applications,
prior practice to let, I mean, I
We
was.
knew who the applicants were
Not
being
I'm not-
considered.
Yeah, I'm not against that. I mean, there are only 3
Yeah,
and
there were only
and-
2 the
and-
last time.
so
why you want to see their sample of their work? Because they have already filled out a very good
Application.
application. Have you?
that's okay. I mean, I'm not,
You
I
have
think
it,
it's
you
just
have
for,
to read it.
I think just for the
I don't know.
sake of,
I think it's good public
that's fine.
policy.
Yeah,
That's all.
I'm happy to, and I know that you have sent some materials over to us for those artists. Maybe Marissa, you could share that with the other commissioners.
I thought you had shared.
I may have already last year when they came in, but I'll double check. And
Okay.
if not, I will
Yeah.
share them with the commissioners.
Or give us a
I
note.
haven't
as-
seen,
Yeah.
I only knew of, I don't want to name names, but a landscaping
Oh, I'm
artist
sorry.
and one other one. But then I don't know the
Well-
third, but it sounds like there are 3 new ones. I'm
They're not all
clear.
new. They're not all
Well,
new.
But that's okay.
I'm glad that you're bringing it up
If you could
because I
just,
did
you know,
expect
send everybody
all of
packet
us
so
to
that-
have had that
Going
image.
into the 2025.
I mean, we
read
had the folder from one of the artists last time and
Yes.
another portfolio
Yeah,
and,
it's got, a
Oh, no.
and it was on, by Patty's counter, so people can look.
okay.
you know.
She's going to send what she has on these 3 candidates.
Thank you for your
And there may or
consideration.
may not, I believe one of them doesn't, I think there
They
may or
have-
may not be images along with these, but you can
There
certainly
are.
find
they
some
are.
of them.
This name we could
online
figure
as
out
well.
as well.
Yeah.
There are some images.
There are some,
each-
but I don't
Each
know
of
if-
them.
Oh, there are. Okay.
Yeah, there are.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. And then they tell us what they're planning to do
Mhm.
as an artist laureate if they,
Has
Have
anyone
to
reached
put-
out to the applicants to let them know about the updated process?
I have not. The updated process, I mean, they've already gone through the
We've
application.
had a couple of,
yeah.
2 of the applicants have reached out to ask what is
The
the
process.
status.
Oh, you mean like the next steps?
So
Okay.
I would recommend that one of you reaches out to the 3 of them and just let them know that we're working on it.
I have started calling them, letting them know that we are still in the process. As soon as we have a date, we will let them know about
The
the
interview.
date of the interview.
Okay, so they're.
I think I still need to call another person.
Okay. You're gonna do that
Yeah,
then?
another
Okay.
candidate.
Okay, thank you, Jolly.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay, next discussion item is underrepresented artist outreach update. Uh, I did, in, I think, our last meeting, I had some suggestions for other groups that we might reach out to,
Yeah, you had a list.
and
Mhm.
I had a list there. I have not followed up with any of them other than Marin City Arts and Culture.
It's been holidays.
Yeah. But my update is that my since we're all finding ourselves behind the eight ball with how fast things are moving, I will this month in February reach out and I'll give you another update at the next meeting as to which organizations I've managed to have some contact with, and hopefully, as Oshala did today, we can have somebody else come in, perhaps probably not in February, but certainly in March,
Yeah.
so we can
Since-
plan ahead.
Since I'm on the ad hoc with,
Mm.
Chair, since I'm on the ad hoc with you, I'm going to also try to do some outreach.
Research
And I'm even thinking of groups such as Cedars, where they have handicapped and,
That'd be
but
great.
they have art shows like weaving and
Mhm.
things like that. But
Wonderful.
I would check with you and we'll
Yeah,
report
I mean,
back.
the next show would be after Marin City Arts would start in May. So we do have some time, but definitely the ad hoc can meet and we can all discuss further maybe next month.
And this may be a little off the topic, but I wondered if one of these marketing gurus could think of underrepresented sounds somewhat negative to me. Is there a better word? I like the outreach. We're going.
Maybe emerging. Or
Emerging.
Emergence.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
Emerging
Emergence
artists.
or
Good one.
emergence.
Yeah. It's underrepresented is a little confusing.
Thank you, Trish.
Emerging is exciting.
Yeah,
like
emerging artists.
Thank you.
Okay. And finally, we are at the third discussion item, Artist Laureate Wall Ad Hoc Committee update. Artist Laureate Walls?
Yeah, we got together, the three of us, and we measured the wall and made some decisions where to put what. And our liaison is going to find out where to have some wordings to be printed and so on. And then we're looking into maybe putting some light on that wall,
Mhm.
because we want to make it an important wall. So actually, I mentioned it to our Greg Channing, and he did like it, and he was looking to see if there is a outlet, and we did find an outlet there.
Good.
So now we have to look into seeing who can do it, how much it would be.
I have I'm in touch with our lighting people
Yes.
that the town uses that did the original installation in the community room. And so I will have cost and I'll have cost information at the next meeting for that. And then also with Davis Signs for the signage that goes at the top. So we're working on it, and we'll have, but the idea was to install a track of lights like we have in the community room above there, and it would be hardwired into the wall. It would be an installed lighting, which would be nice when we have, I mean, that's what it's for. So, yeah.
Yeah, it would be very nice. And then we're going to use the wall right by.
It'll make that area much nicer. And I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of the ad hoc. We'd like to thank you for your help to get the measuring tape and
No, it's
Big
a
help.
tough job, but someone's got to do it.
One of the, how do I translate?
It's on now. It's
Oh.
on.
One of the other things that we discussed or brainstormed about was putting like a QR code. So if someone's coming up and they don't know about the Heritage and Arts Commission, they could scan it. It could take them
That's a
to
good idea.
our landing page with the events calendar that we had discussed previously as well.
That's a great idea.
Good idea.
And Marissa, you can bet that the ad hoc for the website will be
Website is
will be in touch.
important.
I mean, I don't want to, get off topic, but we are working on that and we have some photographs that have been sent in, so we can talk about that next meeting further.
Sounds good. I'll add that to the next meeting agenda.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
May I say something before we adjourn?
Yes.
I want to suggest if it's possible that the action 5, there are 3 ad hocs. If it could be 4, I would like to, because I think I can help. So if you would add me to the ad hoc.
I
Is
just
that-
don't know.
The ad hoc has got to be
It-
3 people.
I think it's only restricted to 3.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
it-
afraid so.
Do the notice.
That's okay.
The what?
Like a real meeting, yeah, for.
No, oh, I see.
I
don't
mean, if
think
it's not
that's possible.
complicated. I thought because I
Yeah, you
could help. I could help. I know some of the people.
I
that
know.
could.
She is very well connected,
Well,
but anyway.
you can give me the advice and then I will bring it up in our ad.
No,
hoc.
but the ad hocs are other people. I don't think it's you.
The 3 of us.
No.
No, no,
No, no, no.
For that, it's.
Oh, for
is no gas.
Trish and Nora.
Oh,
No,
Liz,
there are some other, I think it's Liz. I thought that is
Trish and
Yeah.
Nora.
Yeah, I'm on the chamber and also on Rotary, and Rotary has a special project going with Cine Lounge.
So maybe you
Okay,
want
you
to
have, so
remove
maybe you have
yourself
contact. It's-
and have, because I might.
You have contact. It's good.
conflict.
then-
I don't know.
But I'll say, Azita, to you that, there will be other ad hocs for other kinds of outreach projects.
Yes, no, I
certainly.
thought this particular one I could, but
Mm.
I think
Um,
Nora
well-
has contact. Is okay.
Well, I'm just suggesting maybe
Nora
it's better
knows the
to
change.
have Azita and like new, because Nora's already on the chamber and is a member of that. It seems to give a potential conflict of interest. I mean, I don't
I see
know.
it the other way around. I know, yeah, that there's already an established relationship with the chamber because I'm on the chamber board of directors. I'm not on the chamber, I'm on the chamber board of directors. So, and.
Well, that
also-
makes essentially board of directors the same. I'm just making a suggestion to try to get more participation.
That's fine. No, I think
Not
she has
anybody.
it's-
I don't see a conflict. If
Okay.
you see a conflict, I will gladly bow out.
I mean, not in the last few minutes, but,
It could.
I think though, to Azita's point, I mean, I think, there will be other outreach opportunities certainly, and we can certainly,
Yes.
absolutely, we'd
No,
love
that's
your help.
fine. No, no,
Yeah.
it's not
Okay.
that I just thought that
This
I.
was-
And in fact, I mean, there may be some with Cine Lounge in the future
them.
as well. I mean, let's see where it goes.
No,
Because once the ad hoc meets and has conversations, maybe we could form another ad hoc to work on a specific project with them, and you could certainly be a part of that as
That's
well.
approved.
That's
That's
okay.
great. It's okay.
Okay.
Along the line, this is not on the agenda, but for agenda building for next time. I wonder if we could consider having a sign specifically for the art gallery and showing the hours up front. Because we have no indication. People come up and,
Front here, you mean?
yeah, like with,
I
with
think
this
it's
is the art,
It's a
Yeah,
Maybe
great,
Marissa, you
Could
can look
we-
into that for us and see if that's a possibility.
mainly the hours, and it could change with each session of the ranch with the upstairs. So maybe we could put that and the title of what's the the
I-
current
it's a-
show. And so I could come
That's
up to
an
the front door.
excellent idea.
I think it's fantastic. idea, because
Before-
people even don't know that there is.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it's.
not on
Before
the
our next
agenda.
meeting, I will do that research with my staff and I'll put it on the agenda for the next meeting. Along those lines, and just as a point of sort of sharing, I have arranged for an A-frame sign that we can put,
Oh.
especially the nights of the artist receptions, we can put like a mini banner on it. So we'll have that out front.
That's
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's out
awesome.
front or
Thanks.
here?
We could put it out front and then leave it some
In the
sort of, I mean,
lobby,
it's
in the
not the
lobby.
most
Okay.
attractive thing, but it'll be a good
Great.
outdoor sign.
Okay,
okay. Good.
calendar dates. You want to read the calendar dates?
Excuse me, the upcoming calendar dates, Thursday, January 30th is the Landmarks Art Reception from 6 to 8 p.m. Tuesday, February 4th, Ginny Doyle's Artist Reception from 6 to 8 p.m. And then the next Heritage and Arts Commission regular meeting is on February 25th at 5:30 p.m.
That's perfect.
Before you adjourn, Trish just shared something with me.
I haven't,
Yeah, it's something very sad. I believe I saw the memorial passing for one of our former commissioners.
Fran
and,
Hall.
Oh, really?
Posted.
It was in the obit.
Yeah, okay. So I wanted to mention that and we can put that
Where?
possibly. I don't have any of the details.
I saw, remember, it was, actually it was last year, which we did not know, like end of last year,
Mhm,
in the obit.
mhm.
So,
you mean?
and it did listen that it was Heritage and Arts was listed as part of her activity.
Okay.
But there was no
Details.
info on any
Yeah.
memorial or anything, so I don't know.
Might think about something we can,
Some way to acknowledge and
Yeah.
recognize
Yeah.
Fran's service.
our-
Have
on
to
the-
Or
do
send to
that.
her.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, we could send.
Maybe we can put that on the agenda for next time.
like dedicate
So it
one of our,
happened-
or something, one of our receptions or.
Absolutely.
So it happened in December?
She passed. I think it was sometime in November.
Since our last meeting. I think.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you, Trish, for that news. And with that, we adjourn.
Yeah. Thank.
It's adjourned at 7:11 p.m.
Thank you.
Okay, very good.
Working meeting.
Patience.